Redstone scientist.
What is up, guys? It is the Redstone Scientist here, coming at you not live from my command box. Now, I really want to apologize because there is a lot to go over today, because I did a lot that was off camera. I lost a whole bunch of footage. So, I'm going to show you what we did. So basically, we're a whole episode behind. But let me show you what's been going on. So, you may be able to hear already, but we've got two villagers here, because if you remember in that massive savanna we found, there was a whole village way in the distance. I don't know if I ever showed that. And I wanted some villagers. So, I spent about a whole day trying to get one in there through the nether, because it's really far away, and it was a nightmare, and I really had to stop playing. It really started to get stressful, and I started to kind of be mean to people, and I'm making a shop where you could buy... Awesome. Okay, so I got those two villagers, and we can go over how I did it later. Now, another thing, I don't have an exit for this yet, but I added a vertical double block extender for a great entranceway. So let me show you how this works. First of all, you can see the whole command box is completely solid. But let's just walk over this pressure plate, and we go inside. Now, the great thing about this is, I'll show you the redstone also. I don't know who came up with this, but it's just a design I know for a double block extender. So, this great thing I added, which is this pulse lengthener, which is essentially, a comparator, decreasing, or, I forgot what it's called. But essentially, we got a power of 15 coming in from here from the pressure plate. Then this is 14. And then the comparator saves 14, and it outputs 14 here. And then this goes down to 13. So this outputs 13. Then it goes down to 12. And this stores 12. This goes down to 12, and then 11, and so forth. And essentially, it's going to go around and around and around until it reaches 0, and the redstone will shut off. But that means that this part right here will stay on long enough to let the door finish opening or closing or whatever. And so the great thing about that is, no matter what, I have tried as hard as I can to break this thing, and I cannot break it. So that's fantastic. So it's kind of a mess of redstone over here, but you know what? Let me hop into a testing world and show you how it works. Alright guys, welcome to my test world. Ignore all the other designs around here. This is the one we're looking at. So I don't know who did this. I saw it on YouTube somewhere. This is basically the only double block extender design I know. But anyway, let's take a look at how it works. Let's increase our field of view so we can see a little bit more. Alright. Pull this lever. And there it goes up. Alright, so let's take a look at how this works. So, obviously, these are the two blocks that are the doorway, okay? So, first what happens is, basically all this does is just connects up each of these hoppers these pistons in a different timing. So, basically what happens first is this piston, let me get a redstone block. First, we need to have this one push. Then we deactivate it. Then we need to have this one push. And then we need to have this one push. And deactivate this. And then deactivate this. And so essentially, that is all that is happening here. And the redstone just makes it go in that order. Now this right here, let's see what happens here. This is basically like a clock. So basically this sort of doubles the pulse, so that, because we have to deactivate and reactivate this piston more than once. So essentially, all the ticks work out so that this block, when it is over this torch, it powers this piston up here, so that this one gets powered at the correct time in addition to this one. So essentially, it's all just a very compacted way, and same thing with this right here. This is cutting off this like that. So essentially, it's all just a very compact way of making those pistons fire in that order. Now, there might be a better way to do this. If there is, please let me know. Alrighty guys, we are back here, so let's just step on the pressure plate and go inside, and there we go. Now, this is obviously a big mess here. By the way, those cocoa beans, there are only 2 people on the server that have cocoa beans. Me and Ozzy. So that's pretty cool. because I went over to Ozzy's base to get some, and I started farming them. So my storage is a mess. Everything is a mess in here. And if you remember from last episode, I had a question about my base, about whether to do lamps or leaves and stuff. And so you know what? Actually, let's go back into a testing world, and I'll show you how I've been playing with that. Alright guys, here we are in a creative roofed forest. And so what I've been doing is I've been using the new /fill command to replace all instances of dirt with leaves and all sorts of other blocks. And okay, here's my opinion about these leaves. One, they match these too much. In fact, they are the exact same type of leaves, and they just make it too overwhelming. So now, let me show you another type of leaves. Let's do leaves 1 replace leaves 0. Alright, these I like a little bit more, but still, it's just too much going on. Now let's try leaves 2 replacing leaves 1. These are sort of the same as the first. It's still too much going on. Now let's try another one. This I like far less. I mean, it looks okay, but it's still way too much. So then I thought, all right, what else is spawn-proof? Just to show you what I knew glowstone was not going to look good, but I'll just show you what that looks like. Yeah, so it looks pretty horrible. So what else? I thought, what else could we do? So maybe we could try some stained glass, and then below that, we could do some other block type. And I tried all that. I'm not going to do that right now, but it just didn't look good. I was trying to build in here, see how it would look against the backdrops. And so I found that probably replacing all the colors wasn't going to work, because the dirt looks great. So then I started thinking, all right, well, what can I do for lamps? So I started with sea lanterns, and I knew that that was going to be a huge pain to get. But remember, we have 2 ocean monuments, so... But sea lantern is probably not the way to go. Now, here's another design. We've got this glass right here with the orange-stained clay and the redstone lamp. Here are the leaves. Here's more designs with wood and glass. So I feel like all of these aren't going to look good tiled. Oh, and here's some more over here. Well, there was going to be a redstone lamp there, so I was trying to tile it all. So I think what I've officially decided now is just for now, to just do the redstone lamps in the ground like this. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the 5th one... Actually, you know what? I could have more than that. I could have 5 in between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bam. And then this is how I'm going to do it. So this is going to be tiled all over the place. And I think, I mean, sort of just imagining them going off into the distance, I think that would be a much cooler idea and a much, first of all, a much more efficient idea. So I think that's probably what I'm going to go with. But the good thing about that design is it leaves me open to, if I want to do something around all the lamps, I still can, and it's still not too late. I don't have to take out any extra blocks that I placed. So basically, if I decide to do something with it later, I can always just add that in. Alright guys, so now it is time to look at all of the various new things that are on the server. First of all, we have a lot of new members. One you just saw there, Kangaroo Smoothie. And there are a lot of new members. Okay, so this is pretty cool, this bridge here. It's got a little bit of a steep curve, but that kind of looks interesting. I'm not really sure how I feel about that, but it's still pretty cool. And so this continues into this sort of barren, this dirt road. I'll check out Kangaroo Smoothie's shop later. So this continues down the barren road, and I guess this is where the shop is. And so, let's go back. Alright, here we are back at the Dude Lisby's house, and this has been getting some awesome renovations. This is going to turn out so great. I really love the design of the exterior. The interior is not as impressive, but I still think it's going to come out pretty well when it's done. Let's see what's up here. Oh, okay. Now, while we are traveling to our next destination, let me talk a little bit about what's going on with the Wither Skeleton Farm, which I don't think you guys have ever actually seen. By the way, this is Ozzy's place. Ozzy is now the greatest builder on the entire server, and I will take a look. We'll take a look at his stuff while I talk. So, the Wither Skeleton Farm was constantly... It was built by the Dude Lisby and GamerLegend23. No one knows how or who or why, but somebody kept breaking the Wither Farm. the crusher just didn't work anymore. So basically, nobody knew why or how it was happening, but it kept happening, and somebody had to fix it, and that somebody was Lisby. And Lisby and also GamerLegend23 were getting really tired of having to clean up after everybody, and they were thinking of making it from now on a private farm, which would be really unfortunate. And so around that same time, we also discovered a couple more creative Wither farm designs. And so basically what we decided in the end, because the crusher just kept having problems all the time, was we decided to build a new Wither farm. And so I've been helping out with that. I've been helping out with clearing out the old farm and creating this new one that will be public, at least for the time being, hopefully, because hopefully nobody breaks them again. By the way, check this out. This is pretty cool. But, so I've been working on that. But before we actually started working on that, and here comes Ozzy, I started to work on a Wither-powered wood farm. If you remember, I mentioned that in episode 0. I started to work on a Wither-powered wood farm with the Dude Lisby and Engineer some numbers, 99, I think. But anyway, you can see there's my track from transporting the villagers. Also, Ozzy has been working on the Nether Hub. Gosh, there's so much stuff to cover. And there are directions and signs on everything, lots of tunnels. There's so much stuff that's been done. Now, this direction is the Wither Skeleton Farm. Essentially, it's powered by a Wither, and it's in the end, partially because bone meal supposedly works better in the end. I'm skeptical about that. Oh, awesome, it's gone. Sweet. All right, I think we're ready to build it. All right, but anyway, let me cut to the top of this ladder. By the way, guys, I don't know if you ever saw my death count in the last episode. I don't know if I even showed it. But I would like to show how far it is shot up now. I am now up to 41 deaths, and that is because I died so many times working on that new Wither farm and tearing it down. So basically, here we are down this new hallway here, and we can go either way. By the way, TRS is the Redstone scientist, so that's mine. I've been working on that tunnel more, so let's go toward the end. I've died so many times, and so I lost a lot of my gear, and I had to go back and do enchanting a lot more. But back to the matter at hand, which is the wood farm. As it seems to go with a lot of things on this server, somebody ended up breaking it. Now, we specifically put signs there that said, private, do not use, it's dangerous, because the Wither might accidentally target the player, and then we have to kill the Wither and spawn a new one. So what we had to do is keep respawning the Wither because we kept having to get rid of it. And by the way, I had a time lapse of us building this, but unfortunately, again, I lost that. Engineer99 has a video on it. Here we are, the people who made it, and Leazin is just providing us with bones. But normally there is a Wither back there, and there is none. You may notice there is no boss bar. He's normally right back there. Now that we don't have any Wither skeleton farm, it's very hard to respawn him. So essentially, I'm now going to be in charge, as soon as Lisby teaches me how to do it, I'm going to be in charge now of respawning the Wither if ever it breaks. Because even if you're not using it, just walking into the tree farm can screw it up. So now let's take a look at this new hidden access panel that I added. Now this is for only the people who are allowed to use the farm. This is sort of an extra precaution to make sure that nobody misuses it. If you go down here, flick this lever, and go back around, you will see that that block that was in the way has now moved, and we have got ourselves an entrance to the Wither Skeleton farm. Whoa! Why did I do that? So, basically, that's that. And that took a long time, and it was a great success, except for the fact that it kept breaking. Over here is a new path that Lisby and I made to... this is where we're going to have ice farms, because I needed a lot of ice. So, originally, Lisby and I worked on this. This was not my design. I wanted to do a different design, but he said this was better. But he forgot to... he forgot the fact that ice does not does not freeze under ice. So, I will be making Exumavoid's ice farm design from his HermitCraft series up there, which we will revisit at a later point. Alright, now again, there are a bunch of new members and a bunch of new things. Leazin's place is that way, and he has a fantastic bone farm that we've been using for our wood farm, which we haven't actually gotten to use much, as I said. And then down here, of course, there's all the other new stuff that we mentioned, the Nether Hub business. And I'm also going to head on over to my tunnel to show you the enormous amount of progress that I have made. I'm not going to go into everybody's bases because we just don't have time for that in one episode, and I want to get all the updates done at once. So we don't really have time for that. Alright, here we are at the Nether ceiling. And I added these signs, TRS's base, and GamerLegend23's track. GamerLegend23 bought the gold, Lisby's gold farm off of him so that he could make his whole thing, except for this part here, powered rails. And I wrote it, and it is the longest track I've ever seen in Minecraft. And, well, you know, in person, quote-unquote. So, this is my area here. This is all gonna, as you can see, I'm slabbing this whole thing so no mobs can spawn anywhere. So, let's take a look. Here we got the yellow, and the red, and the yellow, and the red, and on the other side, too, the yellow and red, and we've got this great trapdoor thing, and I think this tunnel just looks awesome going through it. I'm still working on it, obviously, and then you can also ride a minecart through here. I'm going to put trapdoors on the other side, too. You can also ride a minecart going through here, but let me show you how far this goes. So this is... I got all the glass in up until the very end, but I need a lot more acacia wood. Now, there are guys spawning here, but that's just because I haven't slabbed and finished placing everything yet, and they will despawn once... I leave. So, in other words, in the end, I don't have to go back and kill all those guys. I can just let them despawn on their own, and then nothing else will spawn there when I'm done, which is fantastic. So, basically, guys, that's the majority of what is new on the server. There's a lot of other stuff that other members have done, a lot of stuff that I don't even know about. But, for the time being, we are going to actually get to work on doing something this episode rather than just showing you what's new. So, I will meet you back over at the command box. You guys, there is one more thing I forgot to mention. Lisby, GamerLegend, a couple other people, and I, we flattened out the whole spawn area, so now we all have enough sand and sandstone to last us a lifetime. You guys have probably seen this chicken farm already. If not, Lisby designed it. It's Lisby's own design. He's good at designing things. And we also completely redid, well, not we, it was all Lisby, completely redid the storage room for the iron farm and also made it look a lot prettier. So, that is the last thing I forgot to mention, the last major thing. Alright, back to the command box. Sorry guys, I lied. We are actually not done looking at stuff. We are going to go visit the dude Lisby's base because you guys have never seen it on camera, and it is a masterpiece, I'm telling you. So first of all, there's this great entranceway. Alright, I use the word masterpiece loosely, but it is brilliant. It is a brilliant base. Just because, for one, I've never seen anybody do a base in a Guardian Temple before, but of course, you know, now everyone's going to be doing that. So this is normally not the place where you come in to his base, but I guess something's weird with the nether portals. You can see he removed all this stuff right down to the bedrock, which looks great. And he's got this awesome sorting system here. Essentially, it's just as good as my one on the tutorial. It's actually more compact and does the same thing. The only issue is that it is, well, one thing is that these chests have to be 2 out, and the other thing is that it is not silent. But those are small things. So he has got, I'm sorry I'm having this lag, but he has got some great designs here. I mean, it just works out so well. I don't know if he ever actually did this. I suggested to him to put hoppers down below these slabs so that anything he drops, the sorting system will pick up. But if we place... I'll give him some dirt. If we place some stuff in these chests, or we could even just drop it here. It goes all the way through the system, and this stuff will go up through this gorgeous item elevator. So you can watch all your items go up there, through the water stream, and all the way around the sorting system. And that is just a brilliant idea, having this centerpiece in the room, this fish tank-like thing. It is so cool. I love it. Awesome, he's got a snow farm right here. There's actually an ender pearl elevator out of there. So here is another room in his Guardian Temple here. He's got this great sugarcane farm. I think that's what it is, yeah. Of course, he hollowed out the temple. He's got an industrial furnace smelter, and I believe this is Mumbo Jumbo's design. Yep, Mumbo Jumbo's super smelter. Which I am going to build in my base, actually. I've been wanting to do that. Boy, this lag. I'm really sorry about that, guys. Looks like he's got a cow farm, too. And it's great. He's underwater. It's so cool. And this looks like a villager breeder. Oh, that's useful. By the way, Lisby's got some of the best villagers in the game. Over here, some interesting things. Now, this is normally where you come in. Now, I'd like to point out how rich he is, that he can afford to use diamond ore as a decoration. That's just very cool. Let's go in here. I don't know what's in here now since he redid the storage system. Alright, I guess he's redesigning what's in here. Oh no, it looks like there's still storage there. Oh, no. These are villagers. Okay, so he has got some incredible trades. You know what? I won't show you all the trades, but he's got some incredible stuff in there. So I guess this is where he keeps all his villagers, and more to come. Now in here, this is his main room. He's got this gorgeous entryway here, and you can see all the guardians. This used to be where the nether portal was. There's all sorts of cool stuff out there. Now, I believe that there is more to see up there. Oh, okay. Anyway, here he's got a mass of villagers, which is probably what's causing all the lag. And what's up there? Oh, very clever. That villager breeder heads into there. Okay. Interesting. Alright, guys, so it looks like... You know what? I'm gonna get out of here. I can't deal with all these villagers. But, there is more to Lisby's base, but I really just wanted to give you guys that preview of what he's done, just to show you the quality of the work that is done. Again, we have spent so much time updating ourselves on things that we've barely had time to do any work of our own. So, I'm going to stop jabbering, and we can get over to the command box and see what we're going to do next. So, we have an entrance for our command box, but what about an exit? We always have to break it. Well, we're going to be building this little contraption right here. Now, this may look familiar to some of you because it is Mumbo Jumbo's design, the under-over door, which he made a video of a while ago, not too long ago. I'm not going to show you how it works right now. I can push this button, though. You could probably guess what's going to happen. But we're going to build this in UnchartedCraft, and we'll see how it turns out. Hopefully, it's not going to cause too many problems on the server, because I still want it to be able to work. You know how, like, a lot of elevators don't work on servers. Hopefully, this will work on the server. Okay, guys, so right here is the entrance. This is where we come into the command box. So I'm thinking that the exit is going to be right over here, partially because... let me show you here, if we get out here. Partially because there's so much open space here, and this is like the perfect place to come out as an exit. I could just really see that working. So I think that's where we're going to build it. And this episode is already running a little long because of all of the exploring I've done and showing you everything that's new. So we're probably not going to finish it today, but you know what I'll do? I'll probably dig out the portion that I need, and then we can end the episode and get to work on that next time. Alright, guys, just to be clear on something, you will notice that all the redstone I've done in this series so far is all other people's designs and, you know, incorporating them into my stuff. So, of course, you know, the real joy of redstone is coming up with your own thing. Now, one, I am fully aware of this, and I do come up with my own redstone contraptions. My name is the Redstone Scientist, but I feel that Minecraft is really a community where people share things, and I feel like part of the joy is not just creating stuff yourself, but putting what other people have made and using it to your own advantage. So I will be making my own stuff in future episodes, but the only reason I do so many designs by other people is because I just think it's so cool to be a part of this community and have benefit from other people's work with this. And, you know, we're all trying to figure out this beast of redstone together. So that's sort of a brief talk about why I'm doing so many other people's designs. But I will be creating my own things, don't worry. You know, now that I'm actually standing here, this place seems the space I'm gonna need for this thing seems so much bigger than it did in the testing world. I mean, this thing is only supposed to need a 5 by 9 by 4 or 5 space. So, that really didn't seem like a lot at the time. But, wow, this really took up a lot of space. Well, I guess we're still technically in our plot, so it'll be alright. And plus, it's worth having this incredibly awesome door. Now we've got this enormous gaping hole in the middle of our command box, so we need to do something about that. But, unfortunately, guys, we will have to fix that problem next time, because that is about all I have time for today. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to favorite, comment, and subscribe, and so forth, because it really does help me out, guys. It really, makes me feel good. It really motivates me to make more videos. Sometimes it's hard to find the motivation to keep doing these. Especially with schoolwork and everything, but it really does help me out when you guys are commenting. I think the foundry is broken. Uh-oh. Well, on that note, thanks for watching, and I do appreciate your support, guys. Alright, see you next time.